What up? It's your girl KP. Listen, I don't know who booked Lil Wayne on Undisputed on the 13th, um, but whoever did might have got bamboozled. Yes or no? But let's go back and rewind. So basically, Lil Wayne was on Undisputed. What's Undisputed? Undisputed is Skip Bayless's new show that basically is a complete replica of First Take on ESPN. You know, if you don't know, Skip Bayless left ESPN a few months back, and now he has a new show called Undisputed with Shannon Sharpe, who I have to say has been impressive in my eyes so far as a, debater on this show, mainstay. And I like him more than Max Kellerman, honestly. And I've always enjoyed Max Kellerman, who is Stephen A's new co-host, because I remember him when he was doing Boxing After Dark, and this brother used to do the most. Like, he almost got punched in the throat a couple times. Just a couple times, but not too many. So, I digress, but the point is that Lil Wayne, he does a theme song for Undisputed. And so they had him on as a guest on the 13th. So, you know, they kind of have a little small talk. Skip kind of talks about how much he loves him and how great of an artist he is and how well he knows the songs. And, you know, like, yeah, totally, I got the cool card. Shannon Sharpe, you know, kind of a little bit more of the same. You know, thanks for coming, love the song, you're doing great, love your music. So then they kind of dance around to the Colin Kaepernick situation, and they ask Lil Wayne's opinion on it. Well, he does say he has, quote, no opinion, quote, unquote, end quote, on the situation because he's never dealt with racism. You're telling me you've never dealt with racism ever in your whole life? You're telling me that? Now, I know you've been doing your thing since probably about 14 years old, maybe younger. I remember when the block was hot, okay? I remember all that. But you cannot tell me you haven't, and you're from New Orleans. And to further what he said, he goes on to say, quote, I don't know if that's because of my blessings, but it is my reality. So I would have to say, I thought it was over. I still believe it's over. But obviously, it isn't, end quote. So he totally contradicted himself in that last sentence. I still believe it's over, but obviously it isn't. So which one is it? I guess he's going with the latter, which is racism obviously is not over. I'm just like, come on, bro. You're telling me that you have never experienced racism? Ever in the history of everdom, you've never experienced racism. He said that because everybody shows up at his concerts that he thought that racism was over. Listen, I want to know what Kool-Aid you drink and what syrup flavor that is. Or, you know, who paid you whatever dollar amount to be down with saying that you're not. Ever. You have not ever experienced racism in any form. He said never experienced racism. Now, he didn't speculate or define whether that meant towards him or has witnessed it. But I can safely speculate that he meant as a whole, because he said he thought it was over. But he has never been a victim of racism, according to him. Now, the executives over at Undisputed probably thought one of two things. I don't know if they wanted him to come on and perpetuate it. Everybody loves everybody. There is no racism agenda. Or if they wanted him to kind of, you know, black powered it up and say, you know, I'm totally behind Colin Kaepernick. Let's do this. I'm down. Let's all be down. Black power. You know, that didn't happen. The former happened. And I don't know if they're happy about it or not, but I know that when Lil Wayne said he doesn't experience racism, Skip was like, oh, you don't? He said, no, sir. And Skip said, well, you are blessed. Because, you know, Lil Wayne went on and on about talking about being blessed. But Lil Wayne, I have to, you know, it's a little sidebar. Lil Wayne does not look well. He didn't look totally lucid or coherent. And he wasn't very thorough in his responses. It was kind of all over the place. But what I like about Shannon Sharpe is that he cuts through the bull. and he will get to the bottom of the issue. He says what I want him to say. Like, what you say at home when you're shouting at the TV, that's what Shannon Sharpe says. That's what I love about this dude. So, great pick for Fox Sports 1. So then he addresses Lil Wayne and says, quote, "But you see what's going on even in your city, New Orleans, with Alton Sterling, which, you know, obviously or clearly, or if we all remember from a few months ago, was shot and killed in Baton Rouge for apparently selling bootleg CDs. Total excuse to shoot somebody, but whatever, what do I know?" And then he goes on to say, then during Katrina, the officers that killed those and ended up in jail. So I know you say you're not paying attention to it, but you've seen some of the things, end quote. Lil Wayne says, "I see what's going on." That was his quote. So the conversation kind of continues from there. Bayless kind of questions Wayne about white kids who love rap and what that means. And, you know, like I said earlier, Wayne says that because he feels like he's seen everybody at his shows, that racism doesn't exist. So if Wayne doesn't believe him, is what Shannon Sharpe says, he needs to go to Shannon Sharpe's Twitter page and look at his mentions, because you better believe that there's some racist comments on there. I love Shannon Sharpe. I love this guy. So all this to say, I didn't want to make this a long post, but shame on you, Lil Wayne, because while I have not lived in your shoes and I don't know your life, you know you've experienced racism before. Let's keep it real. Hopefully one day you'll tell us the real story. So don't forget to check me out on kpthesportschick.com. You can find all my social media information there and all my videos, as well as on youtube.com. So check me out.